All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the SummerSlam Night 1 post show. I am Vinnie Suds here along with Candace Mack. Candace, how are you? It's been a while since you've graced our screens here.
I know. It feels like it's been forever and a day. I had to do that one. No, it's been good. The last time that you saw me, I didn't have this on my hand.
Yep.
So, me trying to be, a women's wrestler, it's not in my cards. Not in my cards. But it's great to be back.
All right, fantastic. Well, we're happy to have you here, and we're here to talk all about SummerSlam Night 1. Just got over about a half hour ago. What a fantastic card. I can already say that, in my opinion, SummerSlam has blown away WrestleMania.
Well, anything can blow away WrestleMania.
Very, very true. This past year, I agree.
Keeping it 100.
All right. Before we get into that, folks, I do want to let you all know that Suds and Squirt Circle Media is now an official affiliate of Real American Beer. And go ahead and go to therealamerican.com. Promo code Suds Media. Get you 10% off your purchase. And I am saying that on Hulk Hogan Day as well. So go ahead and check that out. All right. We are going to get ready for SummerSlam Night 1. It started off with a women's title match. Liv Morgan defeating Io Sky to retain the title. We saw the Judgment Day interfere. And,
yep.
All right, give me your thoughts.
First and foremost, I'm glad that it was longer than 5 minutes or 7 minutes or 10 minutes. Because we know how sometimes this usually goes when it's the women's match and it's the first match of the night. Is usually run between, 5 to 7, if we're lucky, 12 minutes. This was a solid 15 minutes.
Yep.
Yes, I clocked it. I was like, okay, you guys going to do it. I want to say this. I know many people have mixed emotions regarding both women.
Yep.
I think their performance was top notch. Liv Morgan proved once again why she is that woman right now. She is the woman, of the division. Again, say what you want about her, but she held her own. Io, that's my girl. That's my girl. She put on a great show too. I think this was, I'm going to be honest, out of all the matches, and we'll get into the rest, to me, this one was the one that kind of shocked me in the fact of the performance level.
Okay, yep.
So I will definitely say this was my only A of the night.
Okay.
So this was a really good one. Okay. Liv Morgan, the Three Amigos. I'm like holding my Eddie flag, my imaginary, I thought that was good. Like I said, there was so many moments, but now I wonder what's next.
Yeah. Especially because this is Liv's first title defense since WrestleMania. And a lot of the IWC have been getting on Triple H the fact that Liv Morgan hasn't had any title defenses yet.
Nope.
And who knows? Maybe there's injuries. Maybe there's just something wrong in the writer's room, which there generally is. And, we could say it. I will never, like I said, there's two things I would never do. Criticize a soap opera writing team or a WWE writing team, wrestling writing team, because I'm not in the writer's room. I don't know what's going on. We see Unreal. We see the stuff that's being talked about. I do feel that there should be a lot more women's title matches, whether it's on PLEs or Raws or SmackDowns or what have you. Just kind of put that spotlight back on Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer, Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then, put those spotlights and kind of not necessarily take the spotlight away from the Bellas and Paige, which we'll see later on in the night, but put the spotlight on the young up-and-comers with the Charlottes, the Alexa Bliss, the Becky Lynch sprinkled in. I've been very public that I'm not a huge Io Sky fan. Part of part of it being that I don't find a lot of she's a fantastic athlete. I'm not going to take that.
Right.
But a lot of the psychology isn't there for me. Like, especially, and I've said it before, in the War Games matches when she's on top of the cage and puts the garbage can
the
on
trash can, yeah.
And, comes down because everybody's grouped around to catch her. That takes me out of it as an old school wrestling fan. But I can never take away her athleticism. I really feel like during that first Oblivion, she meant to she meant to kind of roll into it instead of it on her face, which is why they got the code breaker, and then the second Oblivion. But it almost looked like it looked like it was choreographed. Instead of just her rolling through it and getting up to her feet, she kind of bounced on her head and came over like a handspring almost.
I agree with you. I will say this, for me with Io, I guess because I do write, I did write for a soap opera, I can see potential. Mm-hmm. I see where they're right now, and I'm just going to say this for the division itself, period, because I'm having one of those mixed emotions regarding the women's division, because I see that they're trying to figure out who's the next one to do this, who's going to take carry the torch. It's easy for the men's division as we get to later tonight. But with the women's division, everybody's kind of on a pause because of injuries, because of personal situations, because they're trying to figure out what to do with certain people, if they should do the heel turn on this person. Should they keep this person a baby face? There was ideas that probably was, going to happen. But again, life happens. I think with Io, she falls into that category of, we have something cooking with her. Mm-hmm. We just don't know exactly which label to have her in.
Right.
Are you going to go through the crazy route with her? As we saw, the behind, backstage, like she's kind of like here now. Yeah. Are you guys going to do the same thing you guys have been doing with some of the female wrestlers, is have them go through that mental journey of being a little crazy to get more action and more story? Yeah. Or are you going to, I'm going to say this, take her out for a little bit and reassess what you're going to do with her. And that's fine. That's also a soap thing too, where you take the character out, you pause them for a little bit, let them breathe, let the story flow, because now she's not a big, I'm going to say right now, her and Liv's thing is over with right now.
Yes.
And that's why I said, what is next? What does WWE have in store for Liv? Because, my girl Alexa Bliss and all of them, I'm like, okay, there's somewhere you can go, but you got to make it good. And then you can bring Io back as either a heel or a babyface.
Right.
So.
And I agree with you. Kind of, it's almost like you can't miss somebody if they don't go away. And I think that's the problem. It's overexposure. They put Io in with Liv partially because Rhea's hurt. And I know the Rhea Women's Championship on SmackDown and, that kind of thing was over. But it's almost like, why have Io versus Liv Morgan at King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, have Io win, and then rematches? There had no business having Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring tournament, but that's again a fight for another day.
Tune in on Monday for my contribution to that topic, because
exactly. So either way, Liv Morgan retains the title. I want to see where they're going next with Liv. I did see on Monday night that Raquel Rodriguez won the Intercontinental Championship. So they're going to set up, I guarantee you, they're going to set up the whole Shawn Michaels Diesel break.
Oh, yeah. They're going to, because again, you take a look at, this is the unfortunate situation, like I said, is that so many of the women wrestlers are out, again, injuries, pregnancies, personal matters, and it kind of taints the division storyline.
It does.
A little bit. Because I do think that's where they're going at too. But I think they're going to now throw in a twist.
Okay.
I don't know who the twist is going to be. If it's going to be somebody coming back, because everybody's waiting for certain people to return by the end of this year. Are they going to return by the end of the year? Are they going to be back in time for Survivor Series? We don't know, because here's the thing. Yes, it's night one of SummerSlam, but everybody is thinking of Survivor Series right now.
Yep,
That's the crazy part. It's like we haven't even gone through night 2 yet. But I agree. I think that's where they're going to probably, knock on wood, nobody gets hurt.
Exactly. All right, moving on. We got the 6-man tag match next. We had Jacob Fatu and the Usos taking on LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys, a motley crew of teammates, if I do say so myself. LA Knight picks up the win over Jey Uso in something that I honestly was happy to be wrong about, because I predicted the Bloodline to win. I thought Solo Sikoa was going to turn and go back to the Bloodline.
I'm just going to say this. First and foremost, I like the fact that it was a clean win.
Yes.
Because I really did think there was going to be interference, which I would have been even more mad about.
Yep.
But here's whoever, seriously, I want everybody to hear how I'm saying this. Whoever said in the writer's room or whatnot, hey, Solo, we're going to keep you as a babyface. Yep. We're going to turn you into a babyface. I will give y'all my first penny, because I don't got a first newborn. But that was the best decision you guys could make, because even while he was heel, people were enjoying his performance. Like, he has really good in-ring persona as well as outside persona. To me, this was a great decision. This is the Bloodline storyline is going to continue no matter what, because we got every circle of the circle into this. I like the fact that he was like, I was like, oh no. I said, run it back again. I loved it. I just love, for me, like I said, this was a really good match. I am glad LA Knight had his moment.
Yep. Because
that's somebody else I'm constantly watching to see which direction they're taking him, because I feel as though, okay, I'm just going to keep it 100. I feel as though this was more Solo than LA Knight's moment, if that makes sense. Like, I think clearly, look, Solo is over. Like, he's like, everybody loves him. Mm-hmm. And then there's still the whole LA Knight, where it's like, dude, when are we going to, like, I need something to boost him up a little bit more. With Royce, I'm afraid of him. So I'm not going to say anything bad. But I thought he did a good job too. And that barricade, I gave that a B. Mm-hmm. I gave that a B. But that was really good. That was a good one too.
It was a great match, in my opinion. I agree with you. I enjoyed the fact that it was a clean victory. LA Knight over Jey Uso. Give LA Knight that rocket that, with all the missteps that have been happening with his booking and, the losses and this and that, he's still over. Is it a nostalgia factor where he's literally a cross between The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin? Maybe. But the fact is, he's gotten over on his own. Like, it's almost like the Zack Ryder, the Matt Cardona stuff, where he got over on his own, and now that Vince is out of the way, Triple H has to think this guy is over, regardless of how he got over. We never did anything to put him over, but, the fact that he was over from NXT and that stupid Max Dupree garbage, and then
we don't talk about that.
Back with LA Knight and over to the max, he really should, in my opinion, win the Money in the Bank and move up the ladder.
I said the same thing. I've said this, and I want a clean, like, if they do it, I don't want interference. I want him to be, I want it to be on his own merit. Yep. The problem is that, again, LA Knight, like you just said, naturally put himself over. Yes. He naturally won the fans over. It was no big gimmick. Yeah. It was no big da-da-da-da. he did on his own. And I think that triggered them in the back because they're like, well, wait a minute, hold up. We got an organic person to do this without us helping.
Yep.
And we're messing, like, I'm pretty sure somebody, season 4, Unreal, I need y'all to address this. That you guys know that y'all messed up.
Yep.
Back to back with this. And that somebody in the back probably says, you know what, maybe it wasn't such a good idea or a bad idea or something like that. Because I agree, the booking for LA Knight, it's sad. Because again, he's somebody that I'm going to say it. In a way, he reminds me of Daniel Bryan, where I think they know what they have with him, but they don't think he can carry the weight of the company.
I can see that. Yep.
And that's what kind of frustrates me. It's like, okay, he's over.
Yep.
People love working with him. That he could do it. He could do it, but you guys are afraid to let him run with it.
Yeah.
So I look at him like a Bray Wyatt. I look at him like a Daniel Bryan. 2 people who we didn't think could carry the weight, and they did.
Yeah.
So.
No, and I agree. Hey, Lady Blue, welcome to the chat. And I agree with you. Seeing in Unreal Season 2 with the Money in the Bank situation last year, where where Triple H kind of gave LA Knight a talking to, saying, that was your shot to take it, yada yada yada. And that kind of leaves a bad taste in our mouths as a fan, but we only see that small little snippet. We don't know what's going on. The rest of the year, the rest of whatever. Not everything is being filmed for Unreal. So you got to take it as a grain of salt. It is, yes, a reality show to show the behind-the-scenes working of WWE, but it's a very, very small snippet. Remember, just like soap operas, WWE goes 52 weeks a year, multiple shows every single year. So it would be the same thing if they put cameras in the GH writers room, where
I would love to see that, actually.
I would too. You put the cameras in there, and you're looking at let's say 2 months worth of the stories running up to July sweeps, but you're not looking at the whole picture of all year round. So it's, again, you got to take it with a grain of salt. Either way, I'm glad LA Knight got to shine in this, and Solo Sikoa showing his chops. He definitely got the genes from Rikishi that the Usos didn't.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, again, like I said, that bloodline, full circle, runs deep.
Oh, absolutely. And it's going to keep going. With the rumor that Lance Anoa'i and got signed.
I know
one other that got signed too. Zilla Fatu. I've heard both those rumors.
I heard that rumor too the other day. I heard that too.
So, the bloodline's going to keep going. And we'll see. Maybe at some point, instead of WWE, to be Anoa'i Wrestling Entertainment. So I wouldn't be. Look, at this point, I wouldn't be mad. With The Rock on the board of directors, I mean, he's part of that family. So, all right.
There you go.
All right. Moving on to the next match, we had Nick Aldis coming out of retirement to make his WWE in-ring debut against the Ring General Gunther. And I'm telling you, this match, in my opinion, was better than it deserved to be.
Yes. I'm getting emotional thinking about it because that's, again, if anybody saw his interview, Nick got emotional. I think all of us got emotional because we all knew how much this meant to him. How much this was going to mean for everybody who's been on that journey with him, who wanted to see him back in the ring. I'm going to say this, is that the Gunther gimmick is starting to weigh really thin on me now. Because it's like, we all, like, okay, you made this match, and it was like, dang, Nick hasn't wrestled in a hot minute. Don't tell me that this is going to be like a guest appearance and then. And here's the thing: we don't know,
right,
if this was a one night only or this may open the door to something else. But with Nick, I think he surprised a lot of people, including himself.
I think
there was a moment during the match where he kicked out, and I think he generally was surprised at how well the performance was, as well as the audience reaction, because it was just, again, you hear everybody was on his side. He didn't even have to be and whatnot. But Gunner coming after Mickey.
Yeah.
Let me take my earrings out. I was waiting for something to pop with that too. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting. I was like, oh, Mickey about to go crazy. Don't mess with her husband. She about to go crazy. But I actually enjoyed it, and you're right. It was definitely more than what we expected. Yeah. But we all knew who was going to win, though.
Agreed. And that's the thing, is that I really expected Gunther to win. I didn't know if it was going to be a retirement match or what have you. I hope it's not a one-off. I mean, if it is, I'm glad. I'm glad Nick Aldis got a chance to be in the WWE ring. I'm glad that it exposed Nick Aldis to a new generation of fans. Yeah. Because you got to think about it this way. Nick Aldis, for years in TNA, for years in, Billy Corgan's NWA, he was all in to face Cody for the NWA Championship. But there are so many people that are WWE fans only that don't watch any of the other show. Yeah. So for him to have this match against Gunther, for them to call him the national treasure during the introductions, for him to come out to his theme song,
yes,
that I hope that the powers that be, Triple H and Bruce Pritchard and all the people in the writers' room and Nick Khan, see the reaction that he got in Minneapolis and
work with it.
Next time they do something in the UK, let's get him a match out there, because I guarantee you that will blow the roof off of Wembley Stadium if they decide to do something there. You put WrestleMania in the UK.
Oh, that's ball game. That's ball game if you do that. That's ball game.
Absolutely.
Real quick, I do want to mention something that I want to know your opinion about this.
Okay.
So prior to the matches, we had a beautiful young lady.
Yes.
Saying, "God bless America."
Yep.
And for those who did not put two and two together, Vaughn is Paul and Stephanie's daughter. I don't know how anybody cannot tell that was, that's the middle one.
Yep.
And of course, she didn't use the last name.
Right.
Smart on whoever's part. And she did a fair job.
Yes.
Now, I want to know what your thoughts was. Did you think she did a good job? And also, I'm seeing people saying this. She might start her training.
I've heard that
soon.
Too. I've heard, listening to Stephanie McMahon's podcast, she said that Vaughn had started training at one point to be a wrestler. But then, everything went down with Vince. She kind of turned elsewhere at the time. She went, she's trying to become a physical therapist or something in that realm. Tonight, I think she did a great job, because here's the deal. Yeah, was it a little pitchy? There were a couple times where she screwed up. Even my wife pointed it out. Whatever, it happens. The voice cracks. And here's the thing. She's in front of 30,000 people. For all the naysayers in the IWC that are, going off on her because she's Paul and Stephanie's daughter and nepotism and blah, 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 blah. You try getting out in front of 30,000 people and singing God Bless America or National Anthem or whatever. Right. And let's see how you do. She had the balls to do it. Whether or not she was the first choice or the last choice, she had the balls to do it. And I think she did a great job. I applaud her.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, because when I was literally like on the phone talking to my friends, we were all like watching it. We're doing old school now, right?
Yep.
And we're all just like, okay. And when they said one, I was like, look, because I know only 3 Vaughns. Well, I know more, but as far as TV wise, and I was like, that's not who we think it is. And I was like, again, if you could not tell who kid that was,
yeah,
hair and nose. I'm just saying. But I think she did. You could tell she was nervous because there was a part, and she did a good job doing it too for herself. She was shaking. I don't know if anybody caught that or not. She was shaking, and she took a deep breath. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that's Stephanie kind of telling her backstage, remember, honey, if you start shaking, take a deep breath. I can totally see Stephanie doing that. And she did a really good job. Again, it's nerves, folks. Like, I don't even want to be honest. If anybody asks me in the next couple of years, Candace, do you want to? No, I will do this. I'll be like this. I'll play it. I'll do the keyboard and stuff. I'll do the drums, but I'm not singing. But I do commend her for doing that. And also, it's sort of tradition, to have a McMahon, to do that, to do something regarding the opening, the intro. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I thought it was great. The fact that she didn't use the Levesque last name made complete sense. It would have been funnier if she said Vaughn McMahon. But you know what? It was good for what it was. I'm not holding anything against her because, again, in her early 20s, if that, and she got up in front of 30,000. That does take nerves of steel, and you could tell the nerve. For somebody who's never been in front of that crowd before, she's not a platinum recording artist like a Reba McEntire or a Recta or anybody else who they've had in the past. So you know what? I enjoyed it. I think she did a great job. I'm not going to hold anything against her.
So.
All right. So as we were saying, Nick Aldis and Gunther, I hope it's not a one-off. Gunther made Nick Aldis tap out to the sleeper hold. And to your point about Gunther's character kind of getting tired, I can see that. It's like, somebody's coming up for a retirement angle, put Gunther in there with them, Goldberg, Johnson, AJ Styles. There were rumors that if Chris Jericho came back, he was going to have the run with Gunther and have Gunther retire him as well. If this was Nick Aldis' one and only match in WWE, and it was Gunther, whatever. They've met before when they were younger, and it was a good match. I liked the ode to British Bulldog with the running power slam, and the first one didn't work very well, so he did it again. I can't remember what.
That's when after he did that. I'm gonna say this. I want everybody to rewatch that moment though.
Yes.
When he did the second time, because that's when I don't know if anybody caught it or not. I know I did. Where it was like he was proud of himself, and also again how the audience respond. And I think that was Nick's fear, is that he was worried of how people were, because to your point, not everybody has seen him wrestle before. You've heard the stories, you've seen it on YouTube, but you haven't seen, for certain people, they haven't seen it live. We saw him, when he was wrestling. We know what he can do, but that was then. This is now. We know how the now can really be the focus point. So the fact that he had did it once, he was kind of like I felt like in his head he was like cussing up a storm, and then the second one he's like, yeah, okay, look around real quick, boom, 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 boom. And then he felt that energy. And I think he kept that going all the way through the end to the end of the match.
I think so too, and I agree. I wouldn't mind seeing a Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch against Nick Aldis and Mickie James. If that match, in my opinion, would rock.
Well, okay.
I'm not the biggest Seth Rollins fan, but I think, you put Mickie James in there with Becky Lynch, I think that'll go over very well.
I mean, I would like to see Mickie and Becky one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like that's the money right there. That would be the money right there. I'll be a special guest referee since I can't wrestle. But but no, I think the thing with Nick is, I don't know, like for some reason, and we're going to talk about this person who came back tonight. That's who I want to see.
Ah, yes.
That's who I want to see.
They were
now
that for a while.
Right. So I'm now my mind is open. I'm here for it. This is WWE. This is the only way I can forgive you for how you messed up this person's last one. Yeah.
And we'll get to that in just a little bit. But great match, in my opinion, Gunther and Nick Aldis. Moving on to the women's six-women tag match. You had the Bellas and Paige losing to Fatal Influence, JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Lainey Reed. And I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the match. I think it went very well. I was very happy with the heel turn at the end with the Bellas turning on Paige.
We all saw that coming, though.
Nobody saw it coming. And honestly, I was so expecting AJ Lee to come out to make the save for Paige.
Wait, you wasn't expecting a heel turn from the Bellas?
I was not expecting the heel.
Vinny! You watch soaps and you've been watching wrestling for how long?
Let me preface it. I was expecting one of the Bellas to turn. I was expecting Nikki to turn, not both.
I would say this. I called this right down to the middle because to me, we know that the Bella twins are thick as thieves, okay? Mm-hmm. And we know that Nikki's always had turned on Brie. Yes. Again, Stephanie McMahon had to repost that lovely clip on social media today. Yeah. So before that, I said, yeah, this whole Brie and Paige, we are friends, we get along and everything. And I was like, okay, Nikki's on the side. We all know how Nikki gets. Nikki can get jealous at certain points. So I'm like, yeah, Paige, you're a great fill-in. And I said, now that Nikki's cleared, I said, oh, yes. Like, Paige, bye-bye. Because here's the thing. I see where they're going at with this.
Yep.
Mark my word. Paige, AJ Lee versus the Bella twins.
Of course, yeah.
That's the only saving grace. And I'm gonna say this, and nobody come after me. Y'all know I love my AJ Lee, but they're gonna need to do something with her. And this is the only thing. Since again, what was it last weekend? They were all together, and they proclaimed themselves the horsewomen and all that stuff. So this would be a great match that I will personally say. That if they do this match, I'm going to need encore presentations of Total Divas to be on. Because just saying, y'all know I love that show. But no, I was so waiting for it. I was like, please let it happen tonight because I couldn't wait another week. I did not want it to be where, they're on, the mic and they're like, yeah, you guys, no, I wanted it to be loud. I wanted to be, because even if you hear the audience, some of them already knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But it was great to see it.
Oh, yeah. No, it really was. Especially, at the end of the night, at the end of the match, when they're all three of them in the ring, they're holding up the arms. At that point, I knew that, that heel turn was coming.
I love it.
But that's not taking anything away from Fatal Influence.
No, Fatal did a great job. They really did. Hold their own. It's just, I'm going to be honest, this was the match that I said, even though it's going to be good, it's going to be a physical, I said, if they do the heel turn with the Bellas and Paige, that is going to overshadow the whole match itself.
And sure enough,
yeah. Because again, nobody's talking about Fate. They're not talking about them. And again, we want to give them their flowers. Right. But the big story is that the Bella twins betrayed Paige. So now we're going to go this whole the Bella twins are better than everybody else. And Paige is going to have to find somebody to side with her for, revenge. So, yeah.
All right. Moving on. This was a very, I understand why they did it now, but to put the world title match second to last, CM Punk against Cody Rhodes, which, Cody Rhodes coming out in the Street Fighter,
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Great. And then CM Punk coming out with the Minnesota North Stars gear. I thought that was a good ode. As everybody knows, he's a huge hockey fan.
Yep.
Charles Robinson being the referee, we knew there was going to be a ref bump. He takes the best. And during that time that he was out, sure enough, we got the return of the Viper, Randy Orton, hitting the RKO. And then Punk ends up hitting the GTS 1, 2, 3 with the victory. I thought this match was a fantastic old school style match. I enjoyed it tremendously. This
is my B- match of the night.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. Okay. This was a match that I kind of went back and forth with how the outcome was going to be. If there was going to be certain interference, if it was going to be clean, if it was going to be like, I went through all of that.
Yeah.
I'm giving props to them for putting this match second to last, because even I understood what was happening when it was announced where it was going to be at, when the situation with Brock. I was like, I now know how they're going to do this.
Right.
I like the old school vibe, because with the video game, it took me back to the arcade of playing WWF. Yes, I said WWF, trademark it. When they was playing Superstars at the arcade. And I was like, what playing? I was like, oh my God, all I needed was the ice cream bars. Yeah. Are we still working on that, WWE? Are we still working on those ice cream bars? Because I want some, just not the Macho Man version, because that kind of I wasn't crazy about that one. But I thought it was really good. And the tie into, yes, in case y'all did not know, Cody and Roman are going to be in this movie called Street Fighter later this year. So I thought that was a great way to kind of merge, and especially because then at the bottom of the screen, they bust out with the whole, you can buy the crossover WWE Street Fighter merch. I'm like,
of course, yeah.
I'm not mad at that. Some people were mad about that. They was like, they took this opportunity to play. Why not?
Yeah, everything makes money.
It's funny. I like the fact that when CM Punk came in, I don't know if anybody saw this, somebody held a poster of Larry.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, Larry's cheering you on. I was like, I said, not the feelings and everything. I think he saw that sign too, because I think he looked at it. I thought this was one of those matches where, again, we kind of was hoping for something big to happen. And when I say big, I think everybody was thinking that this was going to be where Cody turned heel, that The Rock was going to come out, and that whole 1, 2, 3, like this was the third phase of the plan. I think some people thought that maybe, even though we'll see him tomorrow, Seth Rollins was going to come out and cause the interference. I saw people saying, that I forgot how they was going to say it, but when I saw my Randy, and I was like, wait, he was hiding under there all this time. Like, dang, okay. I was happy because I'm going to be honest, even though it was a good match, I was starting to feel like, okay, something better happen in the next 7 minutes, because there's no way this is supposed to be a clean match. There's no way.
Yeah.
So when I saw him, I was like, okay, now, Randy, what side are you going to be on? Because with Randy, you never know.
Right.
He could even be this, but we know that him and Cody, they've been, but at the same time with CM Punk, so I'm like, oh, which way we're going? So when I saw it, I was like, yep, now we know. Now we're getting ready. The setup is real. I was like, it was like good, because again, I'll be the one, I need a Unreal for this, is I still feel salty that regarding when Cena was, and by the way, didn't it feel weird not having Cena?
It did. Yeah, this is the first major PLE without Cena on it at all.
Right, because I was waiting for him to come out and talk about Club WWE, which, or, promote his movie or something. I was just waiting for it, but it was just, it was weird, but it was even weird because, again, like I said, with Randy, I'm still salty of how they booked him last year.
Yes.
because I seriously think he should have won the championship. I think that John Cena and his match should have been later instead of early. I'm still having some feelings, and I'm hoping that now, since everything's good, they know what to do with Randy.
I hope so too, and I hope that I hope this turns into kind of a three-way feud with Punk, Orton, and Rhodes. Randy beats Cody for the title, or Randy beats Punk for the title. Gets number whatever it is, 15, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it would be 14, 15, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to see eventually Cody turn. I think the atmosphere is right for it, and it's been right for it for a while. Because one thing we learned with John Cena, especially in the late 2000s, is nobody likes a clean-cut babyface anymore. The days of Hulk Hogan, say your prayers, train your vitamin, eat your vitamins, say your prayers. The days of the John Cena hustle, loyalty, respect. Those days are over, and Cody Rhodes is a throwback to that. And nobody wants that anymore because they know that human beings in general have shades of gray. And to put Cody as a heel, have him do something where he feels that, because he's lost the title so many times, he's not making his dad proud anymore. And instead he's going to dash the Rhodes legacy or something to that effect. But you could easily make him a heel. I've heard that he's, again, you get conflicting reports. Under one thing is he's a major merch seller, so they don't want to turn him heel. Same thing with Cena back in the day. But nowadays, the heels have people buying their merch. I guarantee you, the Bloodline merch is up there. The Danhauser merch is up there.
Yeah, Danhauser is like the number one. It's the number one seller. Like it's outside. So Cody away.
Cody, yeah.
Yeah.
But I also
they need to do something with him. I agree, and not to cut you off, but I also feel as though like with Cody, this goes back to something I always say about actors on daytime and everybody is you have to trust the audience with this.
Yes.
You have to trust that they know, because if we learn anything from John Cena's run, let's be honest, for years we all wanted John Cena to be heel. We was like, okay, this will be great. He finally turns heel. You can, you can't see me. You're right, because you turned heel. Because last year it was interesting.
Yep.
But we all knew that it wasn't a legit heel turn.
Right.
Cody has a legit heel turn in him.
He does.
It's just the writers have to figure out how to get that out. Cody, I know what you want, but for right now, you're going to have to trust that it will be good. Because here's the thing, we've seen you as a heel before.
Yes.
We saw you as a heel. Remember, even though it was sort of, again, like the LA Knight situation, when he was dashing Cody Rhodes. Yeah. Everybody, here's the deal. Yeah, it was supposed to be a heel, but people enjoyed him.
Yeah.
With Austin was a major heel. Well, we loved him. So I think you take a look like a Seth Rollins, you take a look at even Roman, for crying out loud. You can still be heel and still be a winner. Like you still could be and everything, but it's just you have to have that confidence. And again, sometimes you do need to listen to the audience, because just like a TV show, we know the characters.
Yep.
We know the certain storylines. You can't repeat them over and over again, because what happens? We tap out. We're going to be like, again, like, all right, whatever, like give us this. So if you have like Orton, Punk, and Cody, and again, somebody's going to have to turn, because you can't because technically speaking, even though they're going to have Orton, it's going to be a heel.
Yep.
But really, he's a babyface.
Oh yeah.
So you can't have three baby faces.
Yeah, he's at that level where, you're going to cheer him no matter what because you respect what he's done.
Right. Like he's a legend. Like, and okay, by the way, I still want Donna versus Orton, Legend Killer versus Legend Killer. I don't know how we're going to get there. Well, I don't know how, but I want to see. That's a match I actually want to see too. But no, you're going to have to do something with Cody because again, yeah, he's the face of your company right now. But he can't stay a baby face too much longer.
No, he can't. No, you're absolutely right. He can't. And you know, it's like I did like both guys kind of favoring one limb, Punk with his knee and Cody with his arm. I like that throwback. I like the, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the multiple finishers. You know, it's like
right.
I get that. I also don't like so many people doing the cutter because I feel it takes away from the RKO. So you get Cody doing the Cody cutter. Javon has the OG cutter. You got
cutter.
Yeah, you know, so it's like all of these cutters are taking away from the RKO, which had its, you know, roots in the German cutter. So it's like, you know, when Shawn Michaels used Sweet Chin Music, yeah, it's a super kick, but nobody else did a super kick. Now,
no.
You know,
everybody does the same thing, but they switch it up or they'll call it another name by it. And it's like, we all know what it is.
But I mean, either way, the match was good. I liked the flow of it. Randy Orton coming out was good. The only other one I could have seen would have been Kevin Owens if he's cleared. But we'll save him for another day, I guess. You know, maybe he's
tomorrow.
Yeah. But CM Punk retains the undisputed WWE Championship and goes on to fight another day, and we'll see how it continues. And then we go on.
This is where, okay, Cody, hi, it's me. In case you're watching, hi, hey Brandy, hi. Cody, take your 6 weeks.
Yes.
Take your 6 to 8 weeks. Promote the movie, lay low, and then for the season premiere of WWE in September, writers, you have now until then to figure this out.
Yes,
because he could be like, I can totally see the promo where he comes out like, oh, and he doesn't even do this, so you know that means he's pissed about something.
Oh yeah,
he goes straight to the ring and says. So let me tell you what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the fact that I disappointed, you know, that let him be dark for a little bit, where he's like, you know, and then you have CM Punk come out or somebody and you have him do something that's like not Cody-like.
Right.
And that's what, again, we're jumping from SummerSlam to Survivor Series, right? Because to me, that's when everything is going to, again, this is sort of like the mid-season for watch TV and stuff. This is the mid-season sweet part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where you let go of some of the storylines and you have to start creating new storylines. And because you can't constantly keep doing the same old.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving on to the main event, the Hell in a Cell match. Brock Lesnar taking on Oba Femi. And let me tell you something. I enjoyed this matchup. I thought the callbacks to Undertaker were fantastic. And Oba wins the match 1, 2, 3. A great back and forth big man match. And then, you know, Brock praises Oba at the end and says, you know, I'm the past, this is the future. And I have a feeling that's it for Brock.
Oh, yeah. It's in his hometown. We all knew. Okay, here's the thing. I will give WWE, Brock Lesnar, and Paul Heyman some credit here. I thought he was done at Mania.
Yeah.
I think everybody was like, what, you know, because there was speculation that this year was going to be his final year.
Yes.
So to do it on his own terms, I was like, okay. Clearly, he pulled a Mark Henry and faked this all out. Okay. But then, because some kept knocking, I was like, well, wait a minute. He's retiring before they do this in his hometown.
Yep.
I said, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. So I was thinking something really was wrong with him.
Yeah.
I think everybody was thinking something was wrong. So to have the rematch and this being in his hometown, I was like, yep, this is going to be his. I did it my way. It's on my terms in my hometown. You knew that there was a change. Okay, let me see, how can I say this? The fact that he didn't come out so quickly to his theme song, like they took a while.
Yes.
You can tell they were hyping it up. So this is how you knew this was probably going to be his last match, because just like with Cena and everything, they normally, like, as soon as somebody comes in, is like, play the theme. They waited a certain amount of minutes, and you can tell he was soaking it all in.
Yes.
Paul was avoiding it because he's like this, like looking all around, like, okay, I'm not going to get focused that this could be it. Yeah. I like that. And then with Oba, do the strut. I now do the strut. Like, you guys, it's a great exercise. Like, you just do like, and then do some crunches. I agree. This was Beast versus Beast.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, now if this match I knew for a fact wasn't going to be clean.
Right.
I mean, I was like this. By the way, WWE, I want to ask a question because this is what I'm noticing more and more when they do Hell in the Cell. Is it me, or is the cell just being really slower now? Like now, like, you know how it used to be like, like, and then would like kind of speed up just a little bit. Now it's like this, like, like I could sing a whole song, a 2-minute song. I'd be like this, never gonna get it. Okay, it's still okay. It's not there yet. Okay, hey, here we go. Yeah. Like, all right, let me do the strut. No, still not down there yet. So I was like, all right, but I think again, I mean, the pile driver. 2 times.
Yes.
I'm like,
for Brock not to have knee pads on and the tombstone on the hardwood, 4x8 planks or whatever they were. Oh my God.
First of all, you know it was going to be a match. The boy had elbow pads on. You knew it was something going to happen. Yes. Something was going to happen when you saw those pads. Because when's the last time we saw Brock Lesnar with the pads?
Right. Exactly.
On his elbow.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not going to be your easy breezy match. This is going to be, he's about to show y'all why he's leaving on top, in a sense, and why he is Brock Lesnar. Like, he was shoot, but literally twice. I'm like, hey, nobody got a concussion. Nobody? Okay. And them laughing again, like you said, the Undertaker part. And then Brock kicks him. I was like, I can't.
Yep. No,
man.
It was good. I was expecting a good match, and just to know that Brock and Oba have been working together, and Brock's kind of taken Oba under his wing, kind of teaching him how to be the dominant force. Not that Oba didn't know before, but
but he now got an education in it. Yeah,
exactly. Because if you think about who's in NXT, Shawn Michaels, Matt Bloom, none of them really worked on top as a big man. It would have been different had Oba gone to AAA and worked with The Undertaker.
Yes.
He's on NXT to Raw and, working with Brock and just knowing the way they did it was perfect. Because you go back to the Royal Rumble and they hardly acknowledged each other in the Royal Rumble. Like, everybody was thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen? Brock and Oba. And they kind of looked and just never even touched. And then you go on to WrestleMania. Oba wins in a dominating fashion. Brock takes off his boots, making everybody think he's going to retire. But you know what? It was on ESPN. It was the kickoff to night 2, I think it was. So, they got their money's worth. They got the eyes on the product. And, Brock retiring, who doesn't know that's going to be front page news for any sports website. But then Brock comes back, attacks Oba, wants to get his comeuppance. They have the match at, King of the Ring, or Crown Jewel rather, and Brock wins in dominating fashion with 7 F5s. But you know what? That still got Oba over. Who else needed
Yep.
7 F5s to get beat? And then in this match, 3 F5s and Oba still doesn't get beat. The tombstone on the hard wood, and then all of a sudden Brock gets, the pop-up power bomb, which I think was a little off because he probably wanted to get that pop-up power bomb.
He was like, "This is late. I want to go.
Yep.
I want to go to the Waffle House to eat.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like we got things to go. I want to be here for night 2. I don't."
But you know what? Either way, it was a great story from beginning to end. And
Yeah.
I'm looking now. I don't want WWE to give Oba Femi the Goldberg push and give him too much too quickly. Slow it down. The undefeated trick is out of the way, so that you don't have to worry about that. But slow it down. Let Oba be an attraction. He'll get a title. He'll get a run. That's coming. And I like how Oba said it. The title's going to be there. I want Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And I thought that was great. I don't want to see him winning the title at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. I think that's too early. I think give him some time. Give it to Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. Let Braun dethrone Roman at WrestleMania. Give us, Brock, or give us Braun and Oba at some point. But kind of, slow it down. You can't go too quickly.
I think that's going to be the problem because he literally is the next.
Yeah.
I mean, as of tonight, he's the next big thing because I'm looking at right now. They got new merch for him that literally just came out.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, you're going to overdo it with him. This is the one thing about WWE fans, and we've all been friends, fans and all that for so many years that we can say this, is when you have a superstar that, yes, we saw the potential over in NXT. We knew that sooner or later he was going to come over to WWE because, again, they needed new blood. And he was like on most of our fantasy lists to come over there. Okay, you have him over there. Quick domination.
Mm-hmm.
Quick domination, admired by peers. He got the John Cena approval. He got Brock's approval. He got everybody's approval. We've seen this before where they put too much on him to carry the weight, and then it's an epic fail.
Yeah.
Because like you just said, in the short amount of time he's been a part of the main roster, take a look at all the stuff that he's accomplished so far versus others who've done the same thing too. Quick jump over to NXT, who, again, we all had hopes and dreams for them. And it's sort of like, what are y'all doing with them now?
Yeah.
You putting too much, and I think that's WWE's problem right now is they don't have the John Cenas. They don't have, certain people to carry the weight. I mean, Cody is, but he's running into that problem right now of he's too much of a goodie. Y'all need to let him be a heel.
Yep.
But you're worried that nobody's going to enjoy it. Well, guess what? We like Oba. We do. But don't ruin this for us.
Yeah.
Yes, is he going to turn heel? Eventually.
Yep.
Probably around Survivor Series. He might be Paul Heyman's new target, new meat.
Yep.
Actually, I'm going to campaign for that, by the way. Paul Heyman.
I thought Paul might have turned on Brock, could have turned on Brock tonight.
But that would have been a repeat.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't keep having Paul Heyman be that person of like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm going to go for the new. I'm done with again, we're still recovering from him and Steph Rollins and him and CM Punk and Roman. Like,
no, you're right.
So you don't want to. I use this term with Paul Heyman. Don't have him be Paul Bearer.
Right.
You got that right, Vinny? How I'm saying that?
Yep.
It's like, okay, he was with the Undertaker for so long. Then he turned to be with Kane to pop him up. And then it was like Kane was good on his own. and then he went back to the Undertaker.
The Undertaker first with Mankind and Vader,
Right?
And then got Kane afterwards.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying, like, sort of how he like went back and forth. Like again, the how can I say this? Like his loyalty to the Undertaker went from that to Kane, Kane to the Undertaker, and then neither one of them wanted to do anything with him. Yep. So that's why I look at Paul Heyman is like, I know it won't happen. But I'm like, okay, so he had CM Punk. I was like, okay, then it was Roman, then it was Steph. He got tired of stuff. Then he went back to Roman. Then he went to, so it's like, okay, Oba, Paul Heyman, Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Towards Royal Rumble. It's gonna happen. But WWE don't throw everything on us at once, because we want to kind of enjoy this.
Yes.
So
yeah, no, you're exactly right. I truly I agree with you 100%. Overall, you know, like I said, SummerSlam Night 1 blew away WrestleMania in itself. You know, and I give the overall card, you know, I would go as much as a B+.
Yeah.
For the overall card. And, you know, night 2 coming up. We've got Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for the world title. Got, you know, Penta is defending the IC title against Chad Gable, which I like Penta, but I think it's Chad Gable's time.
Yeah. He's earned it. He's earned it. So.
Yeah. But either way, we'll be back tomorrow night with a night 2 post show. And folks, remember, and you heard Candace just say they released new merchandise from Oba Femi already on the WWE shop. We are an official affiliate of the WWE shop as well. So just go to wrestlingmerch.suds-media.com and you'll give us commission and help our network, but also get some awesome WWE shop merchandise. All right, so for Candace Mack, I am Vinnie Suds. We'll see you tomorrow night for night 2 of SummerSlam post show. Have a great night, everybody. Oh,
bye, guys.
Candace, before we leave, where can everybody find you?
Oh, you guys can find me pretty much everywhere. So you can hear my voice as Dr. Jade on the new audio soap, Havens Falls. That's on YouTube. Comes out every Thursday. You can hear me every weekend on Soul Party 411. NGE Soaps. You can find me on JLJ Media. You can find me at Candy Poo on Twitter, Candy Mac 82 on Instagram, and on TikTok.
All right, fantastic. As always, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Vinnie Suds. You can go ahead, follow the network of Suds and Squared Circle Media on Facebook. At Suds Media is our Network X account. That's where you get all of our programming notes. TikTok and Twitch is at Suds_media. Instagram and Threads at Suds and Squared Circle. So we're everywhere as well, folks. But for everything, go to suds-media.com. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the network, hit the notification bell, send us a super chat or super thanks, super sticker, help our network out. But either way, folks, we'll be back tomorrow night with another episode for night 2 of SummerSlam. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye, guys.